The city buzzed like a live wire around me, neon signs bleeding into rain-slicked streets as I hurried home from another seminar. My name's Kabir, just a college student with a head full of dreams and a habit of tripping over my own distractions. Tonight felt different, though. The air crackled with possibility. Or maybe it was just the static from the old projector in the lecture hall where Mr. An, a billionaire who'd vanished from headlines years ago, had spoken. His voice still echoed in my skull. Success isn't about luck, it's about what you refuse to do. I'd chased every secret to success, hustle culture, networking, manifesting, but my dorm wall, plastered with half-finished business plans, mocked me. That night, I cornered Mr. An outside the building, my breath fogging the air. "What's the real secret?" I blurted. He studied me like a chessboard, then leaned in. "Let me tell you about a farmer," he said, eyes glinting. "A man who turned dust into gold by doing less." My pulse spiked. Less? The story began in a drought-ravaged village where cracked earth stretched for miles. Raghunath, the farmer, owned the worst plot, a rocky patch others called the grave. But while villagers prayed for rain, Raghunath woke at dawn, sharpened his sickle, and worked in eerie silence. No complaining, no gossiping, just motion. One neighbor sneered, "He's burying himself." But Raghunath's hands never stopped. He'd chosen a single mission, revive the soil. Not with magic, but with obsessive focus. While others scattered their energy, Mr. An said, he became a laser. I shivered. A laser. Raghunath's ritual was brutal. He'd write one task on his palm each morning, dig irrigation trenches or plant drought-resistant seeds and let nothing derail him. Even when monsoons flooded the valley, he didn't celebrate. Just adjusted. Built drainage, protected his crops. Meanwhile, the villagers mocked, "Why waste life on dirt?" But one autumn, Raghunath's field erupted in emerald-green shoots. The same soil that once choked crops now thrived. Whispers began. "Black magic?" Mr. An's voice dropped. No, white-hot focus. He ignored the noise, became a force, and the land obeyed. I gripped my notebook, spine tingling. "But how?" I demanded. Mr. An smirked. He mastered the art of selective deafness. Every morning he asked, "What's the one thing that matters today?" Then he drowned out everything else, even his own doubts. My mind flashed to my own habits. Texts pinging, tabs open, friends dragging me to parties. Chaos. Raghunath's world sounded monastic. "But isolation's extreme," I argued. Mr. An's gaze hardened. "Extreme focus is extreme success. Billionaires don't balance. They burn all bridges, except the one leading forward." The farmer's legend grew. Traders traveled miles to buy his produce. Yet Raghunath refused to expand. "Why not buy more land?" villagers begged. He just repeated, "Tend this soil first." Over years, his plot became a lush oasis, but envy festered. Thieves raided his fields, rumors spread. Still, Raghunath stayed silent, worked, until the night a gang surrounded his farm demanding secrets. He stood in the moonlight, sickle gleaming, and said, "You want my land? Dig my grave here first." They fled. Mr. An leaned closer. "Fear a man who cares about one thing more than life itself." I swallowed. "So billionaires are obsessive?" "Worse," Mr. An said. "They're ruthless editors. Every minute they ask, 'Does this serve the mission?' If not," he sliced the air, "delete it." My phone buzzed in my pocket. Instagram, memes, group chats. A cold realization hit. I was cluttering my life with trivia. "But what if I fail?" My voice wavered. Mr. An's laugh was sharp. Raghunath's first crops died. His well collapsed, but he didn't quit. He narrowed, burned his backup plans. "Focus isn't safe, Kabir. It's a gamble with your soul as the stake." Rain dripped down my collar as the story coiled tighter. Raghunath's final test came when a merchant offered him riches for a partnership. Expand, grow mangoes, export, but Raghunath refused. "My goal isn't money, it's mastery." The villagers called him a fool until the merchant's empire collapsed, overstretched, debt-ridden. Raghunath's farm, flourishing. "Distraction is death," Mr. An hissed. "Billionaires see time as a vault, guard every second, and you?" He jabbed a finger at my chest. "You're leaking time, chasing approval, broadcasting half-baked plans. Silence is power. Let your work roar for you." The world blurred. I'd always believed success meant shouting louder, hustling harder. But this was inverted. A vow of silence. A monk's discipline. "How do I start?" I whispered. Mr. An handed me a crumpled napkin. On it, scribbled, 1, choose one target. 2, burn the rest. 3, work in the dark. The dark isn't secrecy, he said. It's the absence of noise. No social media, no updates, just you and the mission. When you emerge, they'll call it an overnight success. He smirked. We both know the truth. I walked home in a daze, the napkin burning my palm. My dorm greeted me with familiar chaos, roommates gaming, pizza boxes piled high. But now it felt toxic. I locked myself in the bathroom, stared into the mirror, and made a vow. No more leaks. No more distractions. That night, I deleted Instagram, turned off notifications, and wrote a single goal on my wall. Build the app. The one I'd abandoned 6 times. Outside, the city kept screaming, but for the first time, I didn't hear it. Days bled into weeks. I became a ghost. Classes, meals, coding in the library basement until security kicked me out. My friends thought I'd joined a cult. Kabir's gone, they muttered. Let them. The app consumed me. But one night, my laptop crashed, erasing a week's work. I nearly screamed. Raghunath's voice whispered in my head, "Collapse is fertilizer." I rewrote every line, sharper this time. Bugs became riddles. Sleep deprivation blurred my vision, but the code clicked. A notification popped up. "Mom, are you alive?" I typed busy, then deleted it. Silence is power. 3 months in, I hit a wall. The app's algorithm spat errors. I rewatched Mr. On's seminar, clinging to his words. Distraction is death. Outside, a frat party throbbed. Laughter seeped under my door. I jammed headphones on, playing white noise. At 3 a.m., the breakthrough came. A solution so simple it hurt. I laughed, maniacal, then coded until sunrise. That morning, I tested it. The screen glowed green, running smoothly. I slumped, trembling. For the first time, I tasted what Raghunath felt, the raw high of one thing conquered. The app went live silently, no posts, no grand reveal, just a single Reddit thread buried in a niche forum. Days passed, 3 downloads, then 10. A comment, "This actually works?" My heart galloped, but I didn't reply. Let it grow. Weeks later, an email, "Interest in acquisition, meet?" The sender's domain froze my breath. A tech giant. I wore my least wrinkled shirt rehearsing pitches, but the exec cut me off. "We've tracked your build. Who's your team?" "Just me." His eyebrow twitched. "Impossible. The code's surgical." I almost smiled. Surgical. Raghunath's sickle flashed in my mind. "They offered 6 figures. I said no. Why?" The exec snapped. "You're a student." I heard Mr. On's growl, mastery over money. "I'm not done," I said. He leaned back, intrigued. "Counter-offer, mentorship, resources, but we stay quiet." His grin was a knife. "Silent builders scare the noisemakers. Deal." I walked out, dizzy. That night, I untaped the goal from my wall. Beneath built, "Scale it." My hands shook. This was the cliff. No safety net, no applause. Just a vow to outwork my doubts? User numbers exploded. Servers buckled. I spent nights in coffee shops debugging while baristas side-eyed me. One rainy night, a figure slid into my booth. Mr. On. "Heard whispers," he said. "You're doing it right." My throat tightened. "What if I can't sustain it?" He dropped a pebble on the table. Raghunath carried one in his boot. To remember, pressure shapes focus. I pocketed it, a talisman. After he left, I found a napkin under his coffee. Overnight success? Lies. The dark is where monsters become legends. I taped it to my laptop. The pebble gouged my heel. I coded harder. A tech blog discovered me. "Mystery Student Disrupts FinTech," they titled. My inbox imploded. Investors, podcasts, exclusive interviews. I deleted them all. But temptation prowled. A TEDx invite, subject line, "Share your genius." I hovered over reply. Then I reread Mr. On's napkin. "Monsters become legends." I archived it. Let them dig. Let them guess. My roommate sneered, "You're arrogant." Maybe. Or maybe I'd learned every second spent explaining myself was a second stolen from building. The app hit 100K users. I celebrated alone with black coffee and a sharper goal. Winter break, campus emptied. I stayed hacking by Christmas lights. On New Year's Eve, the app crashed. Panic. User backlash. I fixed it by midnight, hands numb. Walked outside. Snow hushed the city. A text buzzed. "Dad, proud of you." I blinked tears. Never told him a thing. Silent work speaks. By dawn, the app stabilized. Reviews called it unshakable. I laughed, wild. The crash had stress-tested everything. Now it was a fortress. Raghunath's face flickered in my memory, stone-eyed, sickle in hand. I finally understood. Billionaires don't avoid storms. They build in hurricanes. VCs circled. I let them. Pitches were chess matches. I demanded control. One sneered, "You're a kid with a code. We're the adults." I stood. Raghunath didn't sell his soil. I won't sell mine. The room chilled, but a younger investor followed me out. "I want in," she said. Your terms. Her firm became my rocket fuel. We scaled globally, still silent. No press releases, no LinkedIn flexes, just growth, ruthless and quiet. Employees whispered, Kabir's a machine. I corrected no one. Let them believe it. Machines don't get distracted. At graduation, my phone buzzed. A merger offer, 8 figures. I declined. My team gasped. Why? I quoted Mr. On, money's a byproduct, mastery's the target. That night, I found him at the seminar hall, alone. You came back, I said. He nodded, to see if you'd become the farmer or the thief. Moonlight cut through windows, and he tossed me a pebble. You've earned calluses. I left clutching it. The app's IPO made headlines. Reporters swarmed. Advice for entrepreneurs. I smiled. Talk less, build more, protect your focus like it's the last match in a storm. Years later, a student stopped me after a keynote. What's the real secret? He begged. I handed him a pebble. Start here. He frowned. That's it? I left without answering. Let him wrestle the silence. Let him claw through the dark. As I stepped into the rain, Mr. On's words hummed in my bones. True success doesn't roar. It whispers until the world leans in to hear. I buttoned my coat, walking faster. The city's chaos faded behind me. Ahead, the storm raged, and I was built for it.